I'm starting a YouTube channel to communicate some of the ideas that I have, as well as the many ideas that are coming out of the education world these days. So, a little bit about me. I'm a mom. I co-own and operate a preschool. I'm a teacher, a certified teacher for public schooling, and I'm a teacher-educator. I also have a PhD in educational studies, but my biggest passion in life is being a Praxis Mentor, which I'll talk a little bit about in this video, and also being a storyteller. I really feel that the way that we learn from each other is through the simple art of telling stories. I'm coming to you today from unceded Tusuk territory in beautiful Souk, British Columbia, and I'm a settler on these lands. And I am very passionate about many things, but the three things that are going to be featured on this channel are my passion for praxis, my passion for connection, and my passion for resistance. So praxis, in the way that I interpret it, is this idea that there is theory and practice and that they're interconnected and interdependent. A lot of the times we think about what we do and what we think as separate things, but the way I see them and the way that I see them through praxis is this idea that what I think and what I do need to be connected. So if I really believe in one way of being with children and I have a certain goal with children, when I pull back and reflect and I notice that my practice with children is not in line with that belief or goal, in fact, maybe it undermines that belief or goal, then I need to think about an action that I can take to reorient myself or to reconnect myself, my practice and my theory together. And as a praxis mentor, I like to listen to people about their goals and what practices are working for them and not working for them, and help them to ask deeper questions and to reflect so that they can mentor themselves and start thinking about those connections and disconnections between their theory and practice. And this brings me to the idea of connection in a broader sense. I believe that our work is to connect with people all day long, especially when we're working with children and young adults and with each other. And I need to be connected with myself, and I need to be connected with the other people that I'm encountering. And I'm also wanting to be connected to the world. And the world could be the human-made environment around me. It can be nature. It can also be the world of ideas. And when I'm connected in these areas, I am able to do the best that I can. And so I think praxis is also something that features deeply in connection. And then finally, resistance. There are a lot of ways of seeing the world, many worldviews, and I know that often we try to avoid conflict and we're nervous about the ways in which our worldviews might conflict with the worldviews of others. And some of the worldviews around us are problematic. They impact each other's equality. And I am very concerned with our equality and our freedom. And when I think about freedom, I think about my freedom in relation to myself and others. And so going back to that idea of connection, I'm not free unless you're free. And this is a challenging concept and one that I want to take up through storytelling on this channel. And then when it comes to equality, often equality isn't allotted to everyone equally, and therefore it's not really equality. And that is another idea that I want to take up on this channel. And so when it comes to resistance, I want to resist the stories or the problems that encompass many mainstream ideas of freedom and equality. And even though often I think that I am acting in a way that will encourage the freedom and equality of the people with whom I work, when I pull back and I use my praxis, I might notice that the practices that I have are actually undermining those goals of freedom and equality. And so that's where resistance comes in. I need to resist some of those mainstream ways of viewing things so that I can think of a new action that perhaps will be able to realign or reconnect my beliefs and my practice. There are a few tools that I want to talk about on this channel. One is self-regulation. I spent a lot of time studying and researching self-regulation, and eventually I decided that I wanted to practice it more in my daily life, which I do, and I love, and I feel like I want to share that joy and that empowerment that comes with changing the way that I was taught as an educator and as a parent, to use a self-control method with children and with others, and the way that I shifted from that self-control method to a self-regulation method. So self-regulation is about stress and resiliency, and I think that in this world we do face a lot of stress. We stress being the different things that take up our energy. And sometimes we need to learn how to reflect on the way that that energy is being used. And not that stress is a good thing or a bad thing, but it's something that we can manage. And so I want to share that tool with you. I also want to share nonviolent communication with you. So I'm very inspired by the work of Marshall Rosenberg and others who've promoted a form of communication that is like speaking another language. And it takes a lot of practice to learn, but all it takes is a mindset shift to get started. And I want to share that with you on this channel. And then finally, I also want to bring in my belief in radical love. Oftentimes as teachers, we're taught that our relationship with students is one of separateness. And I want to bring in the idea that we can be humanizing with the children that we work with, and with each other. And we can do this through the idea of radical love. So if you want to join me on this journey, you can like and subscribe to my channel. You can feel free to check out my website, which is down in the comments. And you can send me a comment or a message requesting what you want to learn about, or what maybe you want me to delve into specifically about these ideas and these tools. Or if you have any book suggestions, I love books, and I'm always open to learning. Thanks so much, and I hope that you enjoy my channel and that we learn from each other.